we'll move to item 2.11, Chancellor's report. Chancellor Walter.
Thank you very much. President Bonilla, Board of Trustees, presidents, colleagues, and committed members of the Peralta community, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I appreciate everyone who has a passion for and a desire to support Peralta Community College District. And I am also very honored to serve the district in support of our students. So tonight, my report is going to be somewhat brief, and then we'll go into having the college president's reports. I want to just say that we've been working diligently to continue to align our focus to be directly upon our students. And we are in the process at this moment of continuing to work diligently with the accreditation needs that we have in terms of meeting our standards and providing the reports that are being asked of our district through our colleges or through the board and through our district offices. And we intend to present very strong reports that indicate the evidence that we have and to also cite our progress. So to that end, we have our plans and our meetings and all of our deliverables and timelines very well outlined, and we are definitely excited about being able to meet those standards. I also want to just take a moment to say that we are beginning our planning for our participatory governance structures for the fall and spring semesters. We're planning our PBIM summit. We're putting together our master calendars, and we're reaching out to our collective bargaining units to open dialogues. And so I'm very excited about moving forward with those activities. And just to make a note that we are, in fact, extending the collegial presidential searches for both campuses so that they will extend into the fall when our faculty have returned from their summer. So we're really taking those things to heart and moving forward. In terms of our administrative directions, we held our internal administrators meeting last week, and we discussed all of the plans that we have to continue moving forward with our marketing activities, looking forward to our technology pushes, making sure that all of our human resource needs are being met and addressed in terms of adhering to practices and procedures, and that I'm really proud of. And so we even have people who are excited about the direction that the district is moving in, and having their commitment be reignited. To the point of our current situation with reopening, we've been in dialogue about what our other sister colleges and districts are doing up and down the state, and we're working together with them and being very mindful of the directions that we're being given by our professionals. And so we are going to be presenting an announcement tomorrow, most likely, about our plans for fall and likely plans for spring. But we are being very cautiously, we're very cautious in moving forward. So you'll see that'll be coming out very soon. So you'll also see that one of our items is to discuss our Figma draft report. And we are very pleased that we've been able to craft this report. And there's been a lot of individuals who have contributed to that report. That is a group effort, as you can imagine, because it takes all of the Figma findings and addresses each one and makes recommendations, talks about what's been done so far. So I am just really, really excited to be able to be here at this moment. I feel very grateful to have the opportunity to serve Peralta Community College District, and I'm looking forward to working together to move us forward to achieve the ends that really focus on our students and cultivating that sense of stability and, you know, continuing to create an intellectually stimulating environment and being able to come to the table and talk about different issues. So with that, if it's okay, I'd like to move into our president's reports. And so I'm gonna ask, I've been toying with this in my mind, but I think I'm gonna go with Merritt College first, and then we'll end with Laney, just because of the great.
Okay,
meeting.
Acting Chancellor, I like your style. Thank you very much.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to give this Board of Trustees report from Merritt College. Earlier this month, Harborside announced a $10,000 charitable contribution to our Peralta Colleges Foundation for the express purpose of supporting students enrolled in Merritt's cannabis certification program. Now, this gift will fund efforts to provide prospective professionals with a comprehensive portfolio of skills and business expertise. Now, just a little bit about Harborside. Harborside was founded in 2006 with the commitment to rectifying the social and racial inequalities specific to the cannabis industry in its surrounding communities. So the company has pledged to fund future scholarships at Merritt and lend its own retail, cultivation, and business expertise to inform our curriculum development among our faculty. And by virtue of this partnership, we anticipate that our graduates will leave our program with a significant competitive advantage over their counterparts in the industry. So to that end, I want to take a moment especially to thank Ms. Lanice Jones and Ms. Patricia Brooks for helping us to cultivate this relationship. Other good news, several months ago, Merritt College began its support of the City of Oakland's bid for the Transformative Climate Communities Implementation Grant. Specifically, we worked with Ms. Marsha Murrington, who serves as the Fuse Core Executive Advisor for Oakland's Economic and Workforce Development Division. Now, our application with Oakland focused on providing accessible, high-quality education and training specifically to the residents of East Oakland, and that aligns directly with our goals of being Merritt being the community's college. And then as such, we were also committed to partnering with the Black Cultural Zone Community Development Corporation in support of this application. I'm happy to report that 4 cities that were the finalist cities, 4 cities statewide, Richmond, Riverside, and Stockton were the others, that our application, Oakland's application, received the highest score. And we were the only city to, receive a full award of $28.2 million. Now, that's not all coming to Merritt, but $28.2 million, which is good news. That's news we can use. So right now we're in the process of awaiting the completion of the post-award consultation guidelines so we can start getting to work. But in the meantime, this is just really, it's a big cause for celebration. It's a big deal. And speaking of big deals, recently we learned that Denise Richardson, who tonight was approved to be our interim vice president of instruction, she completed the requirements to earn her doctorate in educational leadership from Mills College. And her dissertation is titled, let me get this straight, The Science of Success, a Narrative Inquiry into the Experience of Black American Males who completed STEM degree programs at Muse Community College. And what I find particularly impressive about this accomplishment, aside from the nature of the scholarship, is that she completed this EDD while working tirelessly every day here at Merritt. So I just want everyone to join me in congratulating Dr. Denise Richardson. And that's the report from Merritt College.
Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson. Congratulations, Dr. Richardson. Wonderful. All right. Dr. Garcia?
Thank you, Dr. Walter. Good evening. Buenas tardes, everyone. Congratulations, Dr. Richardson. Hopefully you're getting to read some materials that are not peer-reviewed journals and cited in multivariate study analyses. Really, congratulations. It brings me great honor this evening, trustees, community members, colleagues, to provide just some additional comments. So as our our report to the board, you have some detailed highlights of Berkeley City College, but I want to take a moment to start with the work related to centering students. At the last board meeting, I shared that we were going to be hosting a student forum led by students for students. That forum took place about a week and a half ago and gave much opportunity for students to voice what they're experiencing during this pandemic, opportunity for students to come together in allyship and community to acknowledge the impact that is not just the health pandemic, but certainly around issues of racial injustice, and gave us at the college and myself as the president a lot of great insight into what it is that we should continue to do to support students during this time. They had much to say and offer regarding the availability and the support that they're receiving of faculty and classified professionals and administrators. And so while their remarks of the intentional levels of support that they're receiving, they also did share ways that we can improve. And so in a moment, I'm going to offer how we've put some of those immediately into action. I really want to thank our Director of Student Activities, John Nguyen, for serving in the capacity of providing leadership to our Associated Students leaders in that forum. I would also like to share, and this is something that's not unique to Berkeley City College. You know that the 4 colleges have been involved in food distributions, and so I think it's important to note that we continue to do that. On Mondays, it's grocery distribution, and on Fridays, it's the prepared meals. And our Student Services Division, led by Vice President Shears, has really offered high levels of support. And again, just offering another connection point. I want to take a moment to note that Ramona Butler is also a regular volunteer, and that every moment with food distribution, it's a chance for us to check in with students and see how they're doing. So appreciating whatever contact we can have with students. Want to also share that we're going to be rolling out some online express registrations for students. This was one of the supports or additional requests that we received during the student forum. And so I'm excited that the team has been responsive and is going to be offering at various times, various modalities, express registration for new students and continuing students. The idea here is really to center students getting information on their academic and career goal interests and getting them into our courses and supporting fall enrollment. And I really want to highlight here that our partnership, our summer partnership with Berkeley High School, so Skylar Barton, as one of our faculty members who's been involved with that, has yielded great connection within the community. I'm very excited to share that led by some of our faculty members, Susan Kahn and the Professional Development Committee, our opening Flex Day is proving to be a well-rounded professional development for faculty, classified professionals, and administrators. There is a focus on continuing to support online and distance education, but more importantly, really framing that with equity and racial justice. And I know Trustee Brown in the past has shared some of the efforts that a colleague from across the state, Mr. Lasana Hotep, has provided on league trainings. And so we are excited to have him work with us on that day. I think my connection's unstable here, but I'm going to keep rolling. Lastly, just want to share great progress with accreditation. So our ALO Vice President Cooney Hay, faculty member Charlotte Lee, and the team. Recent conversations this past week have really been around the continued work of Guided Pathways as part of our quality focus essay and ramping up our online services in support of students. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that it seems like the summer has been just about potentially the pandemic or figuring out what we're doing for the fall. But as you can see or hear, there's much work underway. And I do want to take a moment to acknowledge Vice Chancellor Hsi Marjorie Brown and her leadership to support not only the work around distance education, but also in keeping our accreditation process rolling. So thank you so much, Vice Chancellor Brown, for your leadership and support. And with that, that concludes my remarks, Dr. Walter. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. And so now let's move to Dr. Miller.
Great, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Board of Trustees, Chancellor, and all other guests this evening. I'm happy to give a report for the College of Alameda, and I look forward to continuing to work with the board and other leadership while we search for a permanent president of the college. A couple of major elements to focus on this week from my report is the great work that's been done around our Hsi Grant Initiative. As you may remember, the College of Alameda was awarded last year a nearly $3 million Hispanic Serving Institutions grant that has and will continue to include the work of faculty, staff, and administrators who are making great and significant progress in implementing the 2 new student support programs at College of Alameda. Both of them are Acceso and Puente. And just kind of as for your information, Acceso stands for Adelante con Comunidad, Excelencia, Sabiduría y Oportunidad. So forward with community, excellence, knowledge, and opportunity. Acceso or access. So we're excited for this amazing opportunity to serve our Latinx students, friends, their families. We'll be building out a room in the D building for the Acceso Center, which will be a place for students to gather, hold club meetings and activities, participate in academic tutoring and smart shops. The smart shops will focus on multiple points of academic success in support of the students, and will be led often by faculty mentors in helping students in various aspects of their academic careers at the college. Students will be able to attend events in the center offered by community-based organizations on a wide variety of topics that are planned so far, such as legal rights, health and wellness, employment, arts and culture, access to academic and community resources. They can meet with a counselor, their instructors, or peer mentors as well in the remodeled center there. They also launched the Smart Shop series that I mentioned, which will begin this summer with 5 online smart shops that help students learn to navigate the Peralta portal, Peralta student email, Zoom, and Canvas. And as they move into the future, they'll focus on more elements of academic success, transfer, civic engagement, career development, and so forth. And lastly, that HSI team has attended recently a 4-day online training that supports the implementation of Puente at College of Alameda. So we're excited to have that moving forward. We're also excited that the HSI grant and the HSI team is also able to collaborate with Umoja program on campus in the future. And they'll work on the cross-section of Afro-Latinx identities on campus and be able to support also one of their sister communities on campus, student learning communities. So it's very exciting. We've got 15 students enrolled in the Puente program so far, and we're looking forward to having approximately 35 students for fall. Another recent event, we were excited to have a collaboration between the administrative team at the college, who met recently with the College of Alameda chapter of the Peralta Association for African American Affairs, to discuss future efforts towards greater racial justice on campus for students, faculty, staff, and administrators. We'll be working on throughout this upcoming year campus-wide reading and discussion of articles around the 1619 project, including bi-monthly brown bag discussions, flex day activities, discussion in 2021 of infusing the new educational master plan with racial and social justice elements, especially as we look to any updates needed to the mission, vision, and values of the college. So we're excited to begin that collaborative work. And I'll leave it at that, just mentioning one correction to my report on the community meals program. One of the notes, it notes that we pass out 2,600 meals a week, nearly 230 produce boxes. One note is that the $26,000 is per week that goes from that program into local restaurants in the community. They are paid by the various foundations that support the program. They are paid $10 a meal to support that. So it's infusing a lot of income into our local community, and it's able to support our local campus community and the community at large. It's amazing to see the amount of faculty, staff, especially our staff leaders and our administrators and students that are passing out those meals 3 times a week. So I'll end my report there for now and look forward to continuing to serve the college in this role. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. And then let's move to Dr. Besikof from Laney College.
Good evening. I would first like to begin by saying that I'm humbled and honored by this opportunity. Certainly, when I reflect on just the people at Laney who've been so supportive of me since I first came 2 years ago, and also just the incredible network that I've had since I began my journey in community college. If I truly did justice, this board meeting would go probably until 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'll just say that I'm very humbled and grateful for this opportunity, and really look forward to this chance we all have to serve students under the most extraordinary of circumstances. So with that out of the way, I'll just go ahead and say that my first update tonight is actually breaking news. I'm very pleased to announce that Laney College is actually adding a 3rd day to its weekly food distribution efforts. The meals and the produce boxes, which have been distributed on Mondays and Wednesdays, will now also be distributed on Thursdays, with all 3 days, the hours being from 12 to 2 o'clock, or as long as food is available. So far, we've had 27 distribution days. We've distributed 9,760 meals, handed out 2,009 produce boxes, and within all of that, we've served 3,114 of our students as of the end of last week. This has been an incredible effort, and I have to again extend thanks to our team at Laney that has made this happen, but also to the World Central Kitchen and the 116 Oakland area restaurants that we can truly call our partners. Laney College's English for Speakers of Other Languages students have been benefiting since spring from a new process that I'd like to tell you about tonight. In the past, and I give this bit of context, having been an ESL faculty member myself for 22 years, unlike the traditional process of coming in, taking a test, and then being told which class to go to, our students have been benefiting in a much different way. It's a new process that features an enhanced orientation and then an innovative assessment process that has them as truly active participants as they reconcile the class and that they should be best placed into. The term around the state we often hear is guided self-placement, and it really introduces the students not just to a test, but to the college itself and its services. And then prior to any sort of assessment activity taking place, students actually see the complete offering of courses within our ESOL program, see the content in the courses, and through that, and then through their own self-assessment, determine the level of English that is best for them to test into. Being better informed as such and playing a more active role in choosing the level that fits their needs, they go through a process that is absent test anxiety, which we have seen time and again has proven to be a barrier. And more importantly, they become engaged and invested in their own educational experience, far beyond what students in the past might have been. Now, of course, March 2020, things changed for all of us. Certainly with, having to basically not have a physical campus. But our team at Laney, the ESOL faculty, our student services professionals, and our webmaster pivoted on this new circumstance to turn this process to something that is fully available online. Despite that, the values of personal attention remain for our ESOL students. And this is something that I'm so proud of. And for our students and potential students out there, I'll just let you know that if you're interested, you can access by going through our Welcome Center webpage or our ESOL webpage. And both of those are one click away from laney.edu. My next update has to do with a great program that's complementing our distribution of Chromebooks, the loaner program we've been doing at Laney College. It's called Keeping Students Connected, and I wanted to provide you an update. This is a program that does not loan, but actually gives computers and internet service to students who are eligible OUSD graduates. So I wanted to provide an update, and this certainly would not be happening without the incredible support from the Stupski Foundation, yet another partner to Laney College. To date, we've given free internet to 154 students, and we have the capacity to give to potentially 600 more, and we're so excited about that. Moreover, the 6 months free internet that was available to students is now 12 months. And this is something where students don't have to come to campus to pick it up or juggle a work schedule or whatever it might be. The computers are actually mailed to them. So this is an incredible opportunity, and we're just getting started. And I'm so looking forward to coming back and telling you when we hit that 750 number with that. So finally, for my last point tonight that I'd like to share, I mentioned earlier the successful efforts made to have our students placed into classes remotely and how that's been working. But what about the classes that are being offered remotely, especially the ones that don't lend themselves to perhaps the online classroom at first pass? I'd like to really I think this is a treat tonight. I'd like to show you some of the great learning that's taking place in Professor Victor Su's Chinese orchestra class. This is part of a program that is for musicians of all ages. And what I'm about to share this evening comes from an ensemble that is called the Great Wall Youth Orchestra. And I'll be sharing it with you right now. was ashamed to have to stop, but anyway. It should be noted that Laney's music program is the only one in the nation that has a Chinese orchestra, and really have to tip the cap in addition to our department chair, John Rieger, and just to let you know that this orchestra has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, and past orchestras have actually visited the White House. This is yet one more example of how community, our residents of Oakland, our faculty, our staff, and our administrators represent the greatness that drives Laney College. This concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Dr. Besikof. And President Bonilla, that concludes the Chancellor's reports.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all 4 college presidents. What an amazing report.